Chosen one, what I'm about to reveal will completely transform your understanding of this exact moment, this specific night, this particular time you're hearing these words. Because something is shifting right now in the spiritual realm. Something is moving in dimensions you can't see with natural eyes. Something is manifesting in frequencies your physical senses can't detect. The sign you've been waiting for, the confirmation you've been seeking, the evidence you've been watching for, it appears tonight. Not eventually. Not someday. Not in some distant future. Tonight. This very night. This exact moment. The sign is here. Tonight you're going to understand exactly what sign has arrived, why it's appearing now, how to recognize it, what it means for your immediate future, and most importantly, what you must do once you see it. You're going to witness what happens when divine timing reaches appointed moment, when heavenly schedule hits exact instant, when cosmic calendar marks precise date for sign manifestation. You're going to experience the moment when waiting ends and manifestation begins, when seeking concludes and finding occurs, when watching finishes and seeing happens. You've been waiting for a sign, not just any sign, the sign, specific confirmation you asked God for, particular evidence you requested from heaven, exact validation you sought from divine realm. You didn't ask for generic encouragement. You asked for specific indication. You didn't request vague affirmation. You requested particular confirmation. You didn't seek abstract validation. You sought concrete sign. And you were specific in your request. You told God exactly what you needed to see. You informed heaven precisely what would confirm his direction. You communicated to divine forces specifically what would validate his promises. Maybe you asked to see something specific happen in the physical realm. Maybe you requested someone particular reach out to you. Maybe you sought certain opportunity open before you. Maybe you needed specific circumstance shift around you. Maybe you wanted particular person acknowledge truth about you. Whatever the sign, you were specific. You were clear. You were precise. And you've been watching. You've been waiting. You've been looking for that exact sign. People told you to stop looking for signs. They said you should just have faith without confirmation. They claimed you shouldn't need evidence. But you knew better. You understood that God gives signs. You recognized that heaven provides confirmations. You believed that divine forces offer validations. Throughout Scripture, people asked for signs. Gideon asked for fleece confirmation. Abraham asked for covenant sign. Moses asked for burning bush evidence. God didn't rebuke them for asking. God provided what they requested, and you knew that same God who gave signs then gives signs now, so you waited. You watched. You looked. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became longer. But you didn't stop waiting. You didn't cease watching. You didn't quit looking, because you knew the sign would come. You believed the confirmation would arrive. You trusted the evidence would manifest. You just didn't know when. Until now. Until tonight. Until this very moment when I'm telling you. The sign you've been waiting for appears tonight. Let me show you exactly what signs are appearing tonight. First, the sign of divine alignment appears tonight. Everything that was out of place is moving into position. Everything that was misaligned is shifting into order. Everything that was disordered is arranging into structure. This isn't gradual realignment over weeks. This is sudden positioning tonight. This isn't slow adjustment over months. This is immediate alignment right now. This isn't eventual arrangement over years. This is instant structuring this moment. Watch what's happening in your circumstances tonight. Things that were chaotic are becoming ordered. Situations that were confused are becoming clear. Conditions that were jumbled are becoming organized. This alignment is divine signature, heavenly mark, supernatural indication that God is moving, heaven is acting. Divine forces are working on your behalf. When suddenly everything starts falling into place, when unexpectedly pieces start fitting together, when surprisingly elements start aligning properly. That sign you asked for, confirmation you requested, evidence you sought. You'll recognize this alignment by sudden clarity where confusion existed, by unexpected order where chaos prevailed, by surprising structure where disorder dominated. You'll feel it as mental shift where everything suddenly makes sense, as emotional release where tension suddenly dissolves, as spiritual knowing where doubt suddenly disappears. This alignment is your sign. This positioning is your confirmation. This ordering is your evidence, and it's happening tonight. Second, the sign of divine communication appears tonight. The person who needs to speak to you will reach out tonight. The message you've been waiting to receive will arrive tonight. The words you've been needing to hear will be spoken tonight. This isn't coincidental contact. This is divinely orchestrated communication. This isn't random reaching out. This is heaven-arranged connection. This isn't accidental messaging. This is supernaturally timed conversation. Watch for unexpected communication tonight. Phone call you weren't expecting. Message you didn't anticipate. Email that surprises you. Text that catches you off guard. The timing will be remarkable. The content will be significant. The source will be meaningful. This communication is divine sign, heavenly confirmation, supernatural evidence that God heard your request. Heaven received your petition. Divine forces acknowledged your seeking. You'll recognize this communication by its specificity. It will address exactly what you've been wondering about. It will confirm precisely what you've been questioning. It will validate specifically what you've been doubting. The words spoken will resonate deeply. The message delivered will land powerfully. The communication shared will impact significantly. This contact is your sign. This message is your confirmation. This reaching out is your evidence. And it's happening tonight. Third, the sign of divine provision appears tonight. The resource you've been needing will manifest tonight. The provision you've been awaiting will arrive tonight. The supply you've been requiring will appear tonight. This isn't slow accumulation over time. This is sudden manifestation right now. This isn't gradual building over weeks. This is immediate arrival tonight. This isn't eventual development over months. This is instant appearance this moment. Watch for unexpected provision tonight. Money from source you didn't expect. Opportunity from direction you didn't anticipate. Resource from channel you didn't predict. Help from person you didn't assume would help. The timing will be perfect. The amount will be significant. The source will be surprising. This provision is divine sign, heavenly confirmation, supernatural evidence that God is your provider, heaven is your source, divine forces are your supply. You'll recognize this provision by its specificity. It will be exactly what you needed. Not more, not less, but precisely sufficient for current requirement. It will arrive exactly when you needed it. Not early causing confusion, not late causing crisis, but perfectly timed for present necessity. It will come from exactly where God said it would, not from expected source, but from divine channel He specified. This manifestation is your sign. This arrival is your confirmation. This appearance is your evidence, and it's happening tonight. Fourth, the sign of divine breakthrough appears tonight. The obstacle blocking you will move tonight. The barrier preventing you will shift tonight. The wall stopping you will break tonight. This isn't slow erosion over time. This is sudden removal right now. This isn't gradual weakening over weeks. This is immediate elimination tonight. This isn't eventual crumbling over months. This is instant destruction this moment. Watch for unexpected breakthrough tonight. Door opening you thought was permanently locked. Path clearing you believed was forever blocked. Way making where you saw no possibility. Obstacle removing you thought was immovable. The timing will be miraculous. The manner will be supernatural. The result will be undeniable. This breakthrough is divine sign, Heavenly confirmation, supernatural evidence that nothing can block what God has ordained, no barrier can prevent what heaven has decreed, no wall can stop what divine forces have determined. You'll recognize this breakthrough by its suddenness. What was impossible yesterday becomes possible tonight. What was blocked last week becomes open this moment. What was closed last month becomes accessible right now. You'll feel it as release of pressure you've been carrying, as lifting of burden you've been bearing, as freedom from constraint you've been experiencing. This opening is your sign. This clearing is your confirmation. This breaking is your evidence, and it's happening tonight. Fifth, the sign of divine vindication appears tonight. The truth that was hidden will be revealed tonight. The lie that was believed will be exposed tonight. The deception that was accepted will be uncovered tonight. This isn't slow revelation over time. This is sudden exposure right now. This isn't gradual uncovering over weeks. This is immediate disclosure tonight. This isn't eventual revealing over months. This is instant manifestation this moment. Watch for unexpected vindication tonight. Truth emerging you thought would stay hidden. Lie exposing you believed would remain concealed. Deception revealing you assumed would stay covered. Reality manifesting in undeniable ways. The timing will be divine. The manner will be perfect. The result will be complete. This vindication is divine sign, heavenly confirmation, supernatural evidence that God defends His chosen, heaven protects His own. Divine forces fight for those who trust them. You'll recognize this vindication by its completeness. Not partial truth, but full revelation. Not some exposure, but complete disclosure. Not limited vindication, but total clearing. People who doubted you will acknowledge truth. Individuals who questioned you will recognize reality. Those who accused you will see facts. This revealing is your sign. This exposing is your confirmation. This uncovering is your evidence, and it's happening tonight. Now let me show you why sign is appearing tonight specifically. First, your faith has reached required level. Signs don't appear randomly. Signs manifest when faith reaches certain maturity, certain depth, certain strength. You've been in faith-building season. Every day you waited was faith development. Every moment you trusted was faith strengthening. Every instant you believed was faith deepening. That season has accomplished its purpose. Your faith has reached level required for next season. Your trust has attained depth necessary for coming chapter. Your belief has achieved strength needed for approaching phase. Tonight marks graduation from faith-building season into faith-walking season. From developing trust to demonstrating trust. From strengthening belief to displaying belief. Sign appears tonight because you're ready for what sign initiates. You're prepared for what confirmation introduces. You're equipped for what evidence launches. Your faith has been tested. Your trust has been proven. Your belief has been established. Now sign appears to move you forward, to advance you onward, to progress you upward. Second, divine timing has reached appointed moment. There's specific time for everything. Ecclesiastes declares it clearly. Time for every purpose under heaven. Time to plant, time to harvest. Time to weep, time to laugh. Time to wait, time to move. Your waiting time has concluded. Your moving time has arrived. Your sign time is now. Not because you forced it, not because you rushed it, not because you manipulated it. Because divine calendar reached appointed date, heavenly schedule hit marked moment, cosmic timing arrived at designated instant. Everything had to align for this moment. People had to position, circumstances had to arrange, situations had to develop, resources had to gather. All of it moving toward this specific night when sign would appear. Had sign come earlier, you wouldn't have been ready. Had sign arrived later, opportunity would have passed. But tonight is perfect timing. Tonight is exact moment. Tonight is precise instant when everything aligns for sign manifestation. Everything positions for confirmation appearance. Everything arranges for evidence display. Third, witnesses are positioned for what follows. Sign doesn't just affect you. Sign impacts everyone watching. When sign manifests, people will see. When confirmation appears, individuals will notice. When evidence displays, crowds will observe. And those witnesses are important for what comes next. Some witnesses need to see God's faithfulness demonstrated through your sign. Other witnesses need to observe heaven's reliability proven through your confirmation. Still other witnesses need to recognize divine trustworthiness displayed through your evidence. Tonight, those witnesses are positioned. The people who need to see are watching. The individuals who must observe are present. The crowds who should recognize are assembled. Your sign will be their lesson. Your confirmation will be their teaching. Your evidence will be their instruction that God keeps promises, heaven fulfills words, divine forces honor commitments. Sign appears tonight because witnesses are positioned to learn, to grow, to understand through what they see manifesting in your life. Fourth, your enemy's time has expired. They've had season to attack. They've had period to oppose. They've had time to resist. That season has concluded. That period has finished. That time has ended. Tonight marks shift from their time to your time, from their season to your season, from their moment to your moment. Sign appearing tonight signals end of their influence, conclusion of their power, termination of their control. When sign manifests tonight, your enemies will know their time is over. When confirmation appears, your attackers will recognize their season has ended. When evidence displays, your opponents will understand their period has concluded. Sign is divine declaration that their attacks failed, their schemes collapsed, their plots backfired. Sign is heavenly announcement that you survived what was meant to destroy you, endured what was designed to eliminate you, withstood what was intended to break you. Sign appears tonight because enemy time has expired and your time has begun. Fifth, your destiny demands forward movement now. You can't stay where you are. You can't remain in waiting season. You can't continue in holding pattern. Your destiny requires advancement. Your calling demands progression. Your purpose necessitates movement. Sign appears tonight because staying longer where you are would delay destiny, postpone calling, hinder purpose. You must move. You must advance. You must progress. And sign appearing tonight is divine permission, heavenly authorization. Supernatural green light to move forward into everything that's been prepared, everything that's been arranged, everything that's been ordained. Here's what you must do when you see the sign tonight. First, acknowledge it immediately. Don't dismiss it. Don't rationalize it. Don't minimize it. When sign appears, recognize it instantly. When confirmation manifests, acknowledge it immediately. When evidence displays, accept it without delay. Say out loud, "This is the sign I asked for. This is the confirmation I requested. This is the evidence I sought." Verbal acknowledgement is important. Speaking recognition matters. Declaring acceptance is significant. Your acknowledgement activates next phase. Your recognition triggers next level. Your acceptance initiates next chapter. Don't let sign pass without acknowledging. Don't allow confirmation to manifest without recognizing. Don't permit evidence to display without accepting. The moment you see sign tonight, speak acknowledgement, declare recognition, voice acceptance. This is divine human cooperation. God provided sign. You acknowledge it. Heaven manifested confirmation. You recognize it. Divine forces displayed evidence. You accept it. Then together you move forward into what sign initiates. Second, act on it immediately. Sign isn't just for observation. Sign is for action. Confirmation isn't merely for recognition. Confirmation is for response. Evidence isn't only for acknowledgement. Evidence is for movement. When sign appears tonight, act. When confirmation manifests, respond. When evidence displays, move. Don't wait for more signs. Don't seek additional confirmation. Don't require extra evidence. Sign appeared. That's your cue. Confirmation manifested. That's your signal. Evidence displayed. That's your instruction. What action should you take? The action you've been preparing to take when sign arrived. The response you've been planning to give when confirmation manifested. The movement you've been intending to make when evidence displayed. You knew what you'd do when sign came. Now sign is here. Do it. You understood what you'd initiate when confirmation arrived. Now confirmation has manifested. Initiate it. You recognized what you'd begin when evidence appeared. Now evidence has displayed. Begin it. Immediate action on sign demonstrates faith that recognizes divine timing, trust that honors heavenly scheduling, belief that respects supernatural appointments. Third, share it. Third, selectively. Not everyone needs to know sign appeared. Not everyone should hear confirmation manifested. Not everyone must learn evidence displayed. Some people wouldn't understand. Other people wouldn't believe. Still other people would try to discourage you from acting on it. Be selective in sharing. Tell those who will celebrate with you. Share with people who will support your action. Inform individuals who will encourage your response. But definitely share with someone. Don't keep it completely private. Don't hold it entirely secret. Don't maintain it totally hidden. Shared testimony strengthens your faith. Spoken recognition reinforces your trust. Declared acknowledgement solidifies your belief. Choose wisely who you tell. Select carefully who you inform. Decide prudently who you share with. But do tell someone. Do inform somebody. Do share with selected individuals. Your testimony of sign appearing will encourage their faith that their signs will come too. Fourth, protect your action from doubt. Once you've acknowledged sign and acted on it, doubt will come. Second guessing will emerge, questioning will arise. This is normal. This is expected. This is predictable. Enemy doesn't want you moving forward. Darkness doesn't desire your advancement. Evil doesn't wish your progression. So doubt attacks to stop action, second guessing emerges to prevent response, questioning arises to halt movement. Protect your action by remembering sign clearly. Recall exactly what you saw. Remember precisely what manifested. Recollect specifically what displayed. When doubt says, maybe it wasn't really the sign, remember exact details that confirmed it was. When second guessing suggests, perhaps you misinterpreted, recall specific elements that proved interpretation correct. When questioning claims, possibly you rushed into action. Recollect particular aspects that demonstrated timing was right. Protect your action by anchoring it firmly to clear memory of sign that appeared tonight. Fifth, prepare for acceleration. Sign appearing means acceleration beginning. Things that moved slowly will now move quickly. Developments that progressed gradually will now progress rapidly. Advancements that unfolded steadily will now unfold swiftly. Sign is divine signal that waiting season has ended and acceleration season has begun. What took months before will take weeks now. What required weeks before will require days now. What needed days before will need hours now. Prepare mentally for acceleration. Prepare emotionally for rapid change. Prepare spiritually for quick advancement. Don't be surprised when things start happening fast. Don't be shocked when circumstances shift quickly. Don't be amazed when situations transform rapidly. Acceleration following sign is divine pattern, heavenly principle, supernatural law. When God gives sign, God accelerates movement. When heaven provides confirmation, heaven speeds advancement. When divine forces display evidence, divine forces quicken progression. Sign appearing tonight means acceleration starting tonight. Here's what I want you to understand about ultimate significance of sign appearing tonight. This isn't random occurrence. This isn't coincidental happening. This isn't accidental manifestation. Tonight was marked on divine calendar before time began. Tonight was scheduled on heavenly timeline from eternity past. Tonight was appointed on cosmic clock by supernatural decree. You hearing these words right now is not accident. You learning about sign tonight is not coincidence. You understanding that sign appears this very night is not random occurrence. You were meant to hear this message tonight. You were supposed to receive this revelation now. You are destined to understand this truth at this moment, because tonight is when sign appears. Tonight is when confirmation manifests. Tonight is when evidence displays. And you needed to know it's happening tonight so you could watch for it, recognize it when it appears, acknowledge it when it manifests, act on it when it displays. Every person who dismissed your request for sign will see sign manifest tonight. Every individual who mocked your seeking for confirmation will witness confirmation appear tonight. Every skeptic who ridiculed your looking for evidence will observe evidence display tonight. Your faith in asking for sign will be validated. Your trust in seeking confirmation will be proven. Your belief in looking for evidence will be justified. And they will know that you weren't foolish to ask, weren't weak to seek, weren't faithless to look. You were wise to request, strong to pursue, faithful to watch. So, chosen one, watch carefully tonight. Listen attentively tonight. Observe closely tonight. The sign you've been waiting for appears tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday. Tonight, this very night. This exact moment as you hear or read these words. Watch for divine alignment suddenly organizing chaos. Listen for divine communication unexpectedly arriving. Observe divine provision surprisingly manifesting. Notice divine breakthrough suddenly occurring. Recognize divine vindication unexpectedly revealing. The sign is appearing. Right now, this moment, as you receive this message, maybe sign already appeared and you're now recognizing it through this message. Maybe sign is appearing simultaneously as you hear these words. Maybe sign will appear in moments after you finish receiving this revelation. But tonight is the night. Tonight is the time. Tonight is the moment. The sign you've been waiting for appears tonight. When you see it, remember what you're supposed to do. Acknowledge it immediately. Speak recognition out loud. Act on it without delay. Share it selectively with right people. Protect your action from doubt. Prepare for acceleration. And most importantly, give God glory. Thank heaven for faithfulness. Praise divine forces for keeping their word. Your sign appearing tonight proves God heard your request, heaven received your petition, divine forces acknowledged your seeking. You asked for sign is appearing tonight. You requested confirmation. Confirmation is manifesting tonight. You sought evidence. Evidence is displaying tonight. Everything you asked for is being granted tonight. Everything you requested is being provided tonight. Everything you sought is being revealed tonight, not because you deserved it, because God is faithful, not because you earned it, because heaven is reliable, not because you merited it, because divine forces are trustworthy. The sign you've been waiting for appears tonight. Watch for it. You won't miss it. It will be clear. It will be obvious. It will be unmistakable. When it appears, you'll know. When it manifests, you'll recognize. When it displays, you'll understand. This is it. This is the sign. This is the confirmation. This is the evidence. And once you see it tonight, everything changes, everything shifts, everything transforms. Your waiting ends tonight. Your seeking concludes tonight. Your watching finishes tonight. Sign appearing tonight marks beginning of new season, initiation of new chapter, start of new phase where faith becomes sight, where trust becomes reality, where belief becomes manifestation. The sign you've been waiting for appears tonight, and your life will never be the same. Watch for it. It's coming. It's here. It's now. Tonight.